Welcome to the show. This is the first time I am doing my new weekly streams. For those who used to follow us via the podcast, I don't know what's going on with the podcast. I don't know if it's coming back or not. I'm not too concerned about it because there's definitely going to be a shift in content on this channel altogether. For the most part, though, you're going to be seeing mandatory, or I shouldn't say mandatory, but from a schedule standpoint, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m., you're going to be seeing my face playing some level of racing simulator or game, depending on how you want to look at it. I'm going to be primarily playing, I'm solely going to be playing on computer. That's where all of the real good, simulators are. All that's really on console is Gran Turismo, and I beat that game to death already by myself and with friends. So, not to mention too, I don't know, there's a good amount of Gran Turismo content out there, and I think it's probably one of the weaker games from a simulator standpoint. So, for the most part, you're going to be seeing today, I don't really have a full-on criteria for today other than doing some, low-key chatting like this, and then maybe exploring some games for, say, feedback on what is the most interesting to watch. Two things that stand out are F1-25 and Automobilista 2. It's AMS2 for short, because Automobilista is a word that I have to pronounce syllable for syllable, or else it just comes out Automobilista, and it's just like, what did you just say? I don't know. I don't know what I just said. So, anyway, that looks like this, by the way. Where are we at here? Screen capture, boom. Oh, hang on, just get me out of there. This is how you say it, or what it looks like. Automobilista 2. This is one of the, hands down, my favorites right now. Assetto Corsa is a popular one. iRacing is the biggest one if you're from a competitive and want to be a ranked standpoint. Project Motor Racing's coming out the 25th of November, and that's a big one that I'm looking forward to. It could go either way, though. Like, you never know until shit comes out, but it could be a pretty rough game, or it could be amazing. You never really know. What's going on, Mr. No Name Nobody? I appreciate you being here. Now, another thing I wanted to address. This is obviously because it's going to be a shift in content. There will still be bike stuff on here, and racing, primarily racing though. So this channel used to basically be EJR Performance, the business, and I slowly kind of lost the passion of media content and motorcycles, because what happened was when I was doing EJR Performance, which started as Tri-State Racing originally on YouTube, the bike stuff was hobby, fun, and a little bit of side work. And then what happened is motorcycles transitioned to full-time work, and then it became very much like, all right, what do I want to do when I'm not working on people's bikes or tuning people's bikes? I don't want to record and talk about bikes. And that sort of became where things shifted to. So I'm kind of separating the the EJR Performance versus the hobby side of things. So, like, you look at Cletus, right? Cletus is wildly successful, and for doing whatever he wants to do, and he built a viewer base based off of that. So, not to compare myself to Cletus because I'm a gnat on the wall, but I've always envied his channel for being him and doing what he wants to do. And if people want to watch, people want to watch, Now, I don't like content where it's, I'm going to play to the audience. I'm going to create a person who is not myself to please a certain crowd of people. That there are so many people in the world. Be yourself. And if there will be enough people that like you. There might be a lot of people who don't like you, but hey, you never know. So essentially with what I'm doing with YouTube now is I switched it from EJR Performance to EJR Racing. And EJR Racing is essentially the media slash me side of what I do with the business and with how I have 25,000 subscribers on here, and I would imagine that at least 75% of those subscribers don't care about sim racing, and that's totally cool. For those guys who don't really know anything about it or don't like it or don't care or whatever, give it a shot. If you don't like it, I get it. If you you don't watch this stuff anymore, you don't subscribe anymore, I get it. That's cool. There's an ass for every seat, I guess you could say. So, and I know that most people won't be interested. Hell, a lot of my personal friends who I know primarily through bikes don't care about this stuff. So, it's cool. I get it. There will definitely be a shift in content. You're going to see a lot. These streams are going to be a lot of this going on here. This. And get that back on there. This is my street wheel. And then, of course, for the diehard racing, my race wheel. Now, I will be talking a lot about, because one thing I will say is I've gotten very hooked into sim racing. So, hold on a second. Let me just update this here quick. I want to make sure I'm seeing the right thing. So yeah, I've gotten a real into sim racing, and a lot of people so it's one of those things where I always knew I wanted to get into sim racing for years, probably 10 years now, and just wasn't sure about doing it because you always see these videos posted about how, oh yeah, $75,000 simulator, $100,000 Joe Rogan $75,000, and it's like. Podium 1, for example, sells turnkey, really high dollar, expensive simulators that are usually what you see videos of people being thrown around in motion and stuff. You don't need anywhere near that level of money to enjoy sim racing at a high level. The way people throw money at their bikes, throw money at their cars, sim racing money is a tiny little drop in the bucket. So for the motorcycle guys watching right now, how many of you have titanium exhaust on your bike? Be it Acura, be it Brock CT, be it Graves, whatever. Whatever exhaust, full system titanium exhaust. The cost of just that exhaust system has built you, I would say, a solid mid-tier simulator for you to race on. For example, now mind you, I tend to, when I get into things, go overboard. So, because how much I like the sim racing thing, I want to say that I'm around the probably $5,500, maybe $6,000 mark with all of my sim racing stuff combined. Now, mind you, that's not computer cost, but that's something that I've been into for years and always had been a separate thing. From just a sim standpoint, I mean, and I'm not cheaping out when I say I've spent that $6,000. To some people, that might be like, wow, that's a shit ton of money. And other people might be like, oh, that's not anywhere near $75,000 to build a sim. Now, mind you, I don't have motion. Motion by itself is anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 for a really good four-corner kit that just has the kind of, up and down travel axis. Now, when you are trying to throw yourself around, that's when motion can become unattainable to community. But I don't recommend motion to anybody that doesn't have money to spend and money to waste. I have two butt kickers and then the haptics that comes from the wheelbase that essentially throws road, car, and chassis vibrations into the rig in certain spots depending on what I'm doing in that. And I mean, I would say the haptics on the rig alone was probably $600. So 600 versus 6,000 are very different things. And at the end of the day, I don't even know if I would like motion. I'm sure in scenario, for example, rally racing is something where I think motion would be phenomenal. Regular road racing, the only thing motion's really going to try and do is duplicate G, or unless you crash or hit some aggressive bumps. But the reality of the chassis shifting from G forces, you're not going to be able to duplicate G-forces. As someone who has done a lot of racing in real life, I can tell you, standing still, no level of motion shooting you around is ever going to duplicate 1.5 Gs to 2 Gs when you accelerate. So stay away from that, in my opinion. Let me see something here. I would say, okay, rewinding to the overall cost of the sim stuff, though, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. Rowdy's recently gotten into it. Lewis in Florida, he's getting into it. In fact, he's actually buying a lot of my sim stuff because I'm changing brands. I currently run a lot of Logitech stuff, but I've been slowly transitioning to SimMagic. They are the advantage to Logitech is the widespread adoption to it, meaning day one support is always there. It always works great. You never have to worry about problems. You can go online and read problems with every kind of device about every subject ever. There's a lot of idiots in the world, we'll say. But SimMagic, I would say, is a higher tier, but it is far more complex. And I can't speak to day one support, but I can tell you it's not going to be on Logitech's level. The issue with Logitech primarily is the small ecosystem. There's just not a lot. For example, this race wheel I have here is a SimMagic race wheel with a Logitech hub adapter on it. Now, mind you, I have the wheelbase and stuff. I have an H pattern, which you can't see over here, so I'm debating on how I want to kind of move the camera around and stuff. We're going to slowly polish this stream as time goes on. I have my e-brake over here. Over here, I've got my keyboard. Right here's my mouse, obviously my mic, stuff like that. But, you swap these out, and then that is sort of the gist of that. So, let me see real quick here. For those who are watching, if you can comment and say, because I am going to test out, like I said today, I want to show off Automobilista 2. This is probably what I'm going to start with, and then I'm probably going to finish with, say, F1. Let me see here quick. Unmute that just in case. All right. Also, too, get the background tunes going, because that was supposed to be playing from the start. Again, got to polish the stream as time goes on. But this is Automobilista 2. Let's see. Assetto Corsa Competizione is I put up a few videos of it. It's a very popular simulator. I like it. I just don't like racing in it. I like doing time trials. I like driving the cars, but I don't know if I like the physics of like racing, because like a tiny, tiny little bump collision, even in a straight line, is punishing from a crash standpoint. And now obviously in real life, a simulator, you never want to crash. But in real racing, rubbing and bumping happens, and it isn't nearly as punishing as some of these other simulators. It's weird. Not that I've done any GT racing or high-level car racing. I've just done essentially street racing. But a lot of the sim stuff gets stuff wrong in making it harder than real life. EA Sports WRC, this is a great rally game, although Assetto Corsa Rally is coming out. That might completely, utterly decimate this. This is F1-25. This is a solid one. I've got about 60 hours in this. Automobilista 2, I've got about 18 hours in. I've been mostly doing F1 World in this, but for the most part, for those who are watching, what do you want to see? Like I said, I'm probably going to start with Automobilista 2 and see what happens from there, but I wanted to do kind of a little bit of just chatting in the beginning here to kind of get some of the information out there, because like I said, you're going to see this. I'm on screen, right? One thing I hate about YouTube is, even though it's live, if you're not paying attention to the player, it just falls back over time. It's very strange. It's like it doesn't play in real one-to-one. It's like 0.8 or 0.9 actual speed. So, I think I'm going to start with Automobilista 2. This is a very fun driving experience. But I wanted to chat a little bit more about things to come. So, like I said, these streams are going to be primarily a just chatting, and we can talk about anything in these things for anybody who does show up to chat. But you're going to see a lot of racing. You're going to see a lot of, by racing I mean sim racing. You're going to see a lot of sim racing videos be posted where I am going to be racing with friends. For those of you out there who would say compete with me in the real world in terms of racing motorcycles, we can actually do it on here. I've actually raced someone, Charlie, I won't say his last name for privacy reasons, but Charlie, who is a local motorcycle guy. We have raced several times, and I have some videos recorded of us doing some racing. And I will be able to do those things. Lewis, I just raced yesterday. Lewis flipped me over in this game, Automobilista, which is brutal. So I had to turn the rules on because you can't be crashing people, but that's the games. But what game has the best multiplayer? So, Brown Santa. Interesting name. I would say, man, that's hard to say because, like, for example, AMS2, Automobilista, so far has had some of the best multiplayer that I've experienced, the best racing. I love this game. The problem with it is computer only, PC only. It's not on Xbox, it's not on PlayStation, which is a bummer, but it's polished, it runs great, the physics are fantastic, the driving is fantastic, the variety is great. It's all race cars. There's a couple street cars in it, but they're not moddable. There's no modding cars in this game. There's making adjustments to them, but there's no modding them. Why is my nose so itchy right now? Anyway, that reminds me, I want to talk about the league I want to start. And I will be posting more about that in time, but I wanted to get the stream going and stuff like that. Get a little traction with this before I jump into other things, because I want those to, when I get to those things, there be a little of reach of what I'm doing and understanding. So anyway, F1-25, solid multiplayer game. It's all consoles, crossplay, PC. I have everything on PC. Like I said, the only thing I don't have on PC is Gran Turismo because it's a console or PS5 specific content. But F1-25 is good. Assetto Corsa Competizione is okay for multiplayer. And by that I mean I have it on PS5 and I have it on PC. The reason why I have it on PS5, it's not crossplay. So I enjoy it on PC. That's when I primarily play it, but occasionally when someone only has it on console, I have to switch over to PS5 to play it. The downside is, with my new components coming in, that's another advantage of Logitech that SimMagic won't be. SimMagic is not console usable. So I will be strictly PC once those parts come in. My pedals come in tomorrow, the bass comes in Wednesday, and at that point, say goodbye to Gran Turismo, at least without using a controller. And a controller just, my opinion, takes 100% of the experience out of it, unless you're just a die-hard race game fan, You're the one who, gotcha. Yeah, that. Like I said, that is still a go, Brown Santa. The league, I just haven't fully. I know that I want to do the league with F1-25 and Project Motor Racing. Project Motor Racing is not out yet, though. If Project Motor Racing is anywhere near at the level of Automobilista 2, unless I really, really, really want a fun F1 experience, I don't know if I'm going to play F1-25 anymore. Automobilista 2, however, has the same F1 cars in it. It has not the full brand, but it has the makes. It has years, old stuff, new stuff, F2, you name it. It's in. This game is fantastic for variety, which is why I'm probably going to jump into this and kind of sort of start with this and give a range of, like, maybe this is what you're into, maybe this is what you're into. I don't know. Ultimately, we're going to play what I want to play. That's the whole point of my YouTube channel. But that being said, this game has incredible variety. It just sucks that it's PC only because a lot of people are on console, and a lot of people who play video games are casuals. And for example, like, I'm a casual, super casual Call of Duty or Battlefield player. I don't really like playing those games because everybody who gets into those games is a sweat, is a try-hard. That's why the casual modes for me are where it's at. Now, the racing side of things I'm far more into, so I'm a little bit more competitive with. Doesn't mean I'm any better at them, but I want to be better at them. Whereas Battlefield, Call of Duty, I don't mind just jumping in there and having a good time and doing some shooting, but I don't care about getting better. Yeah, I want to win, but I would rather play people who are at my level and compete with them because I don't care to get better, but I do want to have a good time. So when I can only play people who are try-hard sweating, I don't have much interest in it. So the racing stuff, however, is a lot of fun. The league stuff is going to be a lot of fun. Anybody I know who has doubts, who has tried this, falls in love with it almost immediately. If I sit you in this rig, you're on the fence, you're going to want to spend some money on doing this stuff. It's a lot of fun. So that being said, I think I'm going to jump into some Automobilisted now and get going with that and just get your guys' opinions on it. This game is phenomenal to me, so let's get it going. Make sure we're... Also, too, I have a random playlist of non-copyright music that I have playing in the background. It's completely random and variety packed. So, for those of you who are listening, how is my voice balance versus the music balance? I did some testing prior, and I found that this was pretty good, but now, you know, we're obviously going to have game volume and stuff like that too, so I can obviously mute the music and stuff, and I just want to make sure everything's balanced, because the last thing I want to do is be talking and wasting my time, because nobody can hear me. So, let's see. Nordschleife 2025. So, Nordschleife, for those of you who don't know, is the Nürburgring. It is the more rural circuit with woods and lots of aggressive turns. It's the part of the track that wants to kill you, that you see everybody running time trials on in real life. This is the 2005 GT Viper. This is the, by GT I mean the actual GT class car, before they had divisions of GT cars like GT1, GT2. This thing is, this is a lot of fun, this car. So we're going to take this thing for a spin first around the Nordschleife, just to give you guys an idea of what this is. But for those who are watching today, I am somewhat relying on your feedback because obviously I can watch all this stuff after the fact, and I have, you know, then, but while the stream is going, it's helpful if you guys could, let's see, hold on, I gotta back out of this quick, hold on. I changed some of my video settings here in the game. But anyway, for those of you who are watching, I'm going to be relying on you for some feedback on just audio balancing and things like that. I want to make sure everything is as dialed as it can be, you know, for future reference. Because like I said, this is stream number 1 for the 3 weekly streams I'm going to be doing. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. There will be videos, there will be shorts, there will still be bike things, so for those guys that, you know, don't care about the sim stuff, that only care about the bike stuff, it's entirely up to you if you stay subscribed or not. I'd appreciate it if you guys did check this stuff out, but if you don't, I get it, like I said. But there will still be bike-related content on here. It's just going to be more special-related stuff, because getting motorcycle content is a lot harder than getting content, say, like this, because like I said, I'm gonna be building content through the stream. So anyway, let's run a lap and I'll show you what this game is about. So I do want to lower in-game volume just a little bit before we continue, because I don't want to destroy my voice volume here. So master volume. Try 50%. Now for those watching, if you can, give me feedback on how the game sound versus my voice versus the music sound is, because I can always turn the music off separately, but for primarily what you need to be able to hear is my voice. So for anybody watching who can give me that feedback, would be much appreciated. So you can't see it off screen over here. That's my H pattern. I am shifting gears manually, which makes, because I can obviously do it on the paddles too, but from a fun standpoint, man, Let's see, what view do I really want? Clutch in. This is one of my favorite views, and a lot of people don't like it, but it just creates a very tunnel vision-y look. But anyway, let's get this going and show you some of what it is. So the Nordschleife is, if you want to get into some racing and just do a solo lap, this is the track, man. I want to go here so bad in real life, it's not even funny. I would take my Focus down this. I would take a bicycle. I would do it all. Oh, too much, too much. Oh, wrong way. Meant to grab second, not fourth. Real quick, I want to pause it, and I want to listen to the audio balance on my end, see what we sound like. But so the Nordschleife is, if you want to get into some racing and just do a solo lap. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Not gonna complain about that. Seems solid. All right. So, and that means let's get back to it. MX question 572 can hear you just fine as you're playing. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you. All right. So let's continue this lap. Also, how does the stream look? I'd imagine, for those of you who work during the day, you're probably watching on your phone. I doubt any of you are watching on TV, but maybe. Nope, missed third. So from a cool factor, do you think it would benefit me to change the camera angle so you can see me move the H pattern? Do you feel like that would make the stream better, or nobody actually gives a shit about that? Because, like, H patterns obviously are very, very, very much dying. Hell, my buddy Joe Gibbons, he didn't even know what an H pattern was when I said H pattern. He's like, what do you mean H pattern? I'm like, well, have you ever driven a manual transmission car? Yes. what direction do you move the shifter? Oh, yeah, exactly. So that being said, there is something about driving an H pattern that makes you feel better. You're slower, 100% slower. Like, watch, I'm gonna use the paddles. Look at the movement I'm doing. Nothing. I'm doing no, so I can focus on actually driving the car. Whereas when you're operating the H pattern, oh, see it right there. You gotta focus on doing something else. Now mind you, with enough time, it becomes first nature, but it's definitely harder. And there's more bragging right to it. It's sort of like drag racing motorcycles. Guys brag about true hand clutches because there's more that they're doing. They're ultimately slower though. Same situation here. Now every car's a little different, but figuring out what gear to be in is always a fun little figuring it out process when you're going through these turns. Because I feel like I'm probably doing too much shifting, but it's fun. I just realized too, I didn't put my gloves on. See, like right there, didn't want to go into first. I gotta do a compilation too one of these times once I get enough, you know, racing content out there of the faces I make while racing. Because I've noticed in my videos, oh boy, I fucked this up. Damn it! Ah, I knew it. I do that a lot. I forget about that turn decel. Now we take a coffee break. No, 144 is not the max the game allows. My panel is 144 hertz, so I always just lock the frame rate to whatever the panel outputs. If I unlocked it right now, I'd probably be getting a little over 300. No, the game will go as high as you want it to. Obviously, it's a PC-only game, so that's a big part. Alright, now let's do a timed run, because the first one's an out lap, and the Nordschleife is a very long lap. Let's see. Do we think I can go under 7 minutes? That's the question. That's going to be tough in this car, because this car is, it's quick, but it's not that fast. Now, it can definitely be done. I just don't know if I can do it. Sure as hell can't hit any walls, which we only hit one on the out lap, so we'll see. Man, the beginning section of the Nordschleife is probably the hardest in my opinion. It's just a lot of slalomy back and forths with different road angles and road pitch. Shouldn't have grabbed third. But yeah, about my faces, I found that I'm either like mean mugging or all over the place. So that's a turn that I gotta practice going into with more speed because I approached that a little too slow. And I can see both laps I've turned in inside too hard, meaning I can put more speed into it and be fine. look at chat, Evan. Don't look at chat. You got to race. I'll answer some questions on the straight. How am I doing? Oh, fucked up. We got it, we got it. It's close, but I almost fucked that up. Almost missed that gear entirely. Can't be making turns like that, Evan. Not if you want to break 7 minutes. I've broken 7 minutes with quite a few cars. I just don't know if I've done it with the Viper yet. But I also haven't tried. So we'll see. So I'm a lot faster on this track on Gran Turismo. Because Gran Turismo is more of an arcadey type racing game than this. For example, my first lap ever in Gran Turismo, I used the bone stock Mustang GT. Well, my first lap, my first attempt, I should say, with this car. I took a bone stock Mustang GT around the Nordschleife and compared it to the real track advertised time of the Mustang GT. And I went 3 seconds faster, my first time. So there's no way that's accurate in real life. I wouldn't be able to do that in this game first try. I could maybe eventually do it, but 100% not the first try. Downshifting too much, Evan. Can't be doing that. Gotta remember, I'm in a Viper. We got a lot of torque. I don't need to grab gears like I'm in a 4-cylinder. Where we at? 5 minutes on the dot. We got 2 minutes. Oh, that turn is always so climactic. The jump, the pause and sound. Alright, be careful, Evan. We're coming up to that spot where I tap the wall because right here. Slow it down. It's a hard one to figure out. There we go. We got it now. Now right here. Slow it down again. That was terrible, but we didn't hit it. If we can get to this straight before 6 minutes, I'm pretty confident we are golden. We're right there, though. Yeah, we're good. It's gonna be tight, actually, now that I think about it. Oh boy. 50 seconds, here we go. So, alright, once I finish this lap, I'll clarify those questions. Oh boy, this is gonna be tight. This is gonna be tight. Can't fuck this up. Stay in it, stay in it. Brakes, downshift, downshift. On the gas a little bit. Downshift, downshift, downshift. Oh, that was terrible. We're right there, though. I think we got it. Woo! 656. I'm sweating. Whew. That was good. Hold on. I dropped all the vibrations. Dropped my mouse. I don't even have my chassis haptics on. Get that back over here. All right, so stream looks good. What resolution is your monitor? Also, gearbox in the cam would be cool if it isn't too much trouble setting up the cam. So I'd put the camera right here, over here, and that way you would see my H pattern and stuff. I still don't know if you necessarily see the H pattern depending on height, because the camera, this camera is hard to tell, but it's about an arm's reach away from me. So I could put it further back because I can't zoom out anymore. This is the farthest away I can get the camera to pan out. So I'm on a I'm currently using a 4K 83-inch LG OLED. That's my main. I use that for movies and everything. That's another thing too why I don't want motion. Motion would raise this rig up quite a bit, putting it kind of in the way of the TV. Right now it kind of skates sort of under it. So when I sit on either one of the couches and watch movies, the rig is completely out of the way. But I'm gaming on my 83-inch OLED here. It's a 4K, and I'm playing in 4K. So that 144 lock is 4K max resolution in this game. However, I'm streaming in 1440p because YouTube doesn't allow you to stream in 4K, or I should say, Streamlabs doesn't allow you to stream in 4K. For what it's worth, I've had a much higher resolution. But keep in mind, this is an 83-inch screen. 144 at 83. That's a lot of real estate. And also, too, in the needing frames, after, in my opinion, I've played on anywhere up to 360. Now, for first-person shooters, what I can honestly tell you for frame rates is you need to be sort of next level tier to benefit from, say, 144 to 240 or 360 in those kind of frame rates, because the penalty for reaction time between 120 even and 240, my brain can't respond that fast. So the reality is, if you're 20 years old and I'm 40 years old and I have all the greatest gear in the world, there's a good chance that 20-year-old could be on a PS5 with a 60 hertz panel, which is your average TV, and still kick my ass in a 1v1. It's just the level of reaction time through age diminishes so hard it's not even worth it. However, for racing specifically, 144s. Like, for example, everything you see with with Gran Turismo, for example, they're capped at 60 hertz. So I guess they're on an equal playing field, I guess you could say. But none of them, they might be doing the 120 hertz mode, which I've played on 120 hertz mode, and I've played on 60 hertz. And both of them were with ALLM, which is auto low latency mode and stuff like that. So latency penalties aren't really there. And I can tell you that I didn't go any faster or slower on either one of those modes with doubling the frame rate. Racing in particular, I've found no real benefit to. However, input lag is always a problem. Steering, if your steering delay is a few milliseconds behind, and by a few I mean a good chunk, like 30, because everything, I want to say this panel right now, the way I'm running it, is 4 millisecond response time. So obviously a full-blown only can game monitor can go sub 1 milliseconds, but now you're limited at, it's a monitor for your computer, and you're not doing anything else with it. Whereas this is does everything. I have behind me, it's hard to tell, because there's a couch in the way. I have a 48-inch OLED, followed by next to it a 27-inch 240 hertz 1440p OLED. They were my computer monitors, but I've since shifted gears to everything now just being done on this TV because of the sim stuff. I don't feel like building a second computer. I have my laptop over there. That's what those panels are massively overkill for my laptop, unfortunately. But that being said, though, I can turn the frame rate up and not see it, and it does nothing. I know everybody likes to talk about, oh, you want to have more frames even if you can't see them. I'm sorry, but scientifically speaking, are there advantages? Sure. But in reality, if you can't see the frames, all you're doing is working your hardware harder than it needs to work. Because I have a 5090 in there. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's not a cheap device. And I don't want to tax it at 100% the whole time I'm using it. There are games that will do that because I can't generate. So my goal is always 144 frames. I want a true locked frame rate. So right now, even though if I unlock the frame rate, it will produce over 300 frames. But now my hardware can casually cruise at a locked frame rate of 144 and it will never drop. And to me, that's a better experience than a fluctuating frame rate, because when a frame rate starts declining, you can actually see the frame times, the individual time it takes to produce that frame, increase, and you can see that variation in frame rate. Whereas a locked frame rate, in my opinion, will always be a better user experience in terms of, because you're like, here's the thing, if I drop down to 60 frames right now, it would be jarring on my eyes. Give me a few hours to play at those 60 frames, my eyes will get used to it. And then if I go back to 144, it'd be like, holy wow, what an experience. So the point is that you will always get used to what you're looking at. However, the fluctuation, you will always see. I will always see. So that's how I kind of make my determination on frame rates and locking that. So that being said, though, this is 4K 144. This game is a 2020 build, however, they're continuously updating it. Like, they just October 31st, they just had a big update for it, and they do like almost every month. There's at least a quality of life where they tweak the AI and stuff like that. So what I wanted to do next in this game was very similar, but I wanted to do the same kind of race, or the same shenanigan here. I'm going to do 27 max grid of 27 cars. I believe it's 27 cars. And opponent number 31, max available. And I want to turn the AI down to as easy as, which, by the way, this game, the AI is solid. So, like, turning the AI skill down to low, and so aggression is basically what their chances are of them crashing you. So by, like, for example, max aggression would mean if they have a chance to overtake you and it might put you in the wall, they will take it. Whereas low will make it so that they're less likely to attempt crashing you to take a position. So in this case here, their AI skill set, you can go from 70 to a 120. 70 to 80 is noticeable. But where the skill set comes from is their cornering abilities. They'll just be more sensitive and cautious on the turns and stuff like that. So what I want to do for this is sort of like a little first round challenge here. Is max grid, put me in last place, player in last place, and set the AI to as easy as it can be, which in this game is far more challenging than easy in like Gran Turismo and stuff like that. Because like I said, the AI in this game is relatively polished. It's been around for 5 years, and they polish the AI all the time. But that being said, I'm going to start in the back of the pack. I want to do a Nordschleife lap, and I want to see if I can get in front of these guys and get to first place before the end of the lap. So let's make sure we have this set right for race settings. 1 lap. Start time 12. Start type standing. Hit stop refueling. Sure. Save. Rules and penalties. That's the question. Yep, we're going to do this legit. How many cars can you have in F1 in a multiplayer race, and how many have you had at one time? So I've done, I want to say 4 or 5, and the rest AI, but you can have, I believe, up to 16, maybe 20. I can't remember offhand, but it's a good amount. It's enough to make it a really, really, really hard to coordinate experience. I'll say that. So let's jump in again. See how the stream is looking from a... Yeah. All right, let's give this a shot now. What's the over-under? Do I make it to the end in first place, or do I fail miserably? We got... Okay, so it is 27 cars. Here we go. I'm in last place. Alright. This is the grid. It's all class cars. All GT1, 05 GT1 class cars. Here we go. I gotta switch views though if I want to even be able to see. So you'll find here that the AI slows you down quite a bit because you're in a pack on the Nordschleife. I'm gonna have to get aggressive, but not get penalties. Oh, like that, right there. Don't want to hit him. Man's trying to overtake me in the grass. Who are you, Verstappen? Up. Now, it is really important in a lot of these games, too, to really practice not hitting people. Because online racing is taken very seriously if you want to get, like, ranked and stuff. Hitting people will punish you from a safety rating standpoint and everything. So, it's a good practice. Even though you can get away with hitting the AI, it's good practice to not. Ooh, what an overtake. Giving myself my compliments. Oh, oh, too much. What are we in? Moved up to 16th from 27. Oh boy. Up, up. We got it. We're good. Throw a turtle shell. I need one right about now. It's also challenging to predict the AI's braking because they're on easier. They will tend to brake a little sooner. And I know I can brake later, so I have to predict that they're going to brake early so I don't hit them. Because remember, the goal here is to do this, pretend that I am actually faster than all of these guys in real life, and I have a faster car, and I have to not hit them to beat them. 8th. Get off the limiter, Evan. Oh boy, too much. I don't know if I made contact there, but I definitely forced him out of his line, that's for sure. I'm supposed to be inside that carousel, but I'll take the outside, I suppose. It's harder to take the outside, that's for sure. Luckily, the AI is talentless right now as he drives back around me. What does that say? Moved up to 5th. There's my 4 left I gotta pass. I got this. I'm gonna have to turn the AI up if I want to make it a real challenge. Come on. Woo. That was almost contact. Here we go, got my line. One overtake. That Maserati up front's a pretty badass car. Got the C5R in front of me too. Stay in there. Gotcha! Ha! Alright, now I just gotta get to the finish line first. No mistakes, Evan. Because I won't pull away in the straight. That's the thing about the AI in this game. They don't really slow down in the straights. They will slow down on corner or entry and exit speeds, but full-blown, full tilt straight line, it's the car. Whatever the car class is, they'll just hit the same speeds and the same acceleration. So if I was behind right now, I wouldn't catch them until the turns. Coffee break. See, if you notice the split in the bottom left corner, I'm 3.5 seconds on the leader, or 3.3, and I'm not gaining. I will gain in the turns, however, because that's where the AI slows down when it's easier. There we go. Victory is mine. Boom. I got the win by... What's the time? Does it say? 3.988 seconds. So. Cooldown lap. I'm not doing a cooldown lap. Skip cooldown lap. Oh, I gotta move my mouse. Vibrations are always knocking it over. I also gotta... I'll be right back. I gotta bump the AC. It's getting warm. All right, so Yeah, so what do, skip cooldown lap, let's do that. So, what do we think of this game so far? This is one of my favorites, like, period. Downside is, sorry, so for the guy, I mean, I assume Malik, I assume you have a PC since you are talking about things that typically PC people would know about. And I don't mean politically correct people, for those who don't know. It's personal computer. But how many of you that are watching are on console, and how many of you are on PC? See, what's another... So, I think I'm going to do some Daytona now. Daytona's a lot of fun. And I think I'm also... So, Group C cars, they're some of my favorite cars. Period. Group C stuff is amazing. Like, so this game, although, because it's a computer game, it is moddable to where you can, I believe, turn one of these cars into the 787B. So it just adopts the looks and the audio of the 787B. I don't know if you guys have ever heard what a 787B sounds like, but it's a rotary car, Mazda. Oh, it is just one of the best sounding cars to drive. So these two are my favorite Group Cs in this game anyway. This is a typical Porsche. Sounds great. This is the Sauber Mercedes. This thing also sounds amazing. PC full sim. That's what I like to hear. If you don't mind listing your... Because because I'm super nerd right now when it comes to sim gear. Because I am gonna start putting sim racing gear content on this as well. Like I said, I have a Sim Magic H pattern and Sim Magic handbrake right now. The rest of my stuff is Logitech, but it's all going to be switched over to Sim Magic, just because I think they're a very well-priced, high-end group of kit. But anyway, let me know what you have in chat. I would love to nerd out about that. Even if it's a Logitech G29, all is welcome. I think I'm going to take the Sauber Mercedes around the track. I love this car. I like the 787B better, but this is a close second or third for me. So, custom event, race settings. Where are we at here? Same class, max available. I'll start in last place. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch, because there's not a lot of turns. Remember, there's a lot of straights here. So, well, straights. It's Daytona. So, some high-speed left-hand turns. One race, number of laps. Can't do one lap. Nope, I will 100% not win. So we'll do 10 laps and see if I can catch the pack. I'm actually going to record this one too. I should have recorded that last one because I feel like that was some pretty decent driving from good old me. Maybe I'm just tooting my own horn. Also, as far as stream length, my plan is to do 4 hours, be at sort of like my guideline. I don't know if I'm going to do 4 hours today or in the very beginning. I'm going to go as long as I can until I figure out essentially a content grind while streaming. So, because I'm thinking about doing F1 career mode. I haven't done career mode in F1 yet. So it might be something to sort of occupy the goal time of 4 hours while providing something to do. So, we'll see, though. All right, let's get this show on the road here. Oh, no, I think I might have screwed up. Ooh. Right out the gate. Let's go with this view. Oh! Oh, my God. See, that's what you got to practice not doing for real life. I have to remind myself that these turns that I can take at a much higher speed solo, I can't do when there's a grid of 20-something people in front of me that are on the brakes early. Like this turn, like I'm crawling through these turns. This is where the AI is. But then in the straights, they go. I love this car. I think my favorite one in this game, though, is the McLaren F1 GTR. And I'm going to probably take that one out next. Very nice, sir. Very nice. Ah, shouldn't have grabbed first. Here comes Daddy. Oh boy. On the brakes, because, you know, I'm just faster than you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Now be careful. Oof. Woo, that was close. That's a turn where you can do some aggressive last-minute braking and make the turn, but low-level AI is not going to do that, so I have to predict when they're going to brake so I don't crash into the back of them. And I'm also supposed to go wide right there, but the problem is the AI is going so slow that it's faster to cut the corner at a... Oh no! Money shift. One thing about this game too, money shifting will do what it does in real life. Lock the rear tires up. Ah, terrible turn, Evan. That one was 100% my fault and not trying to predict the AI. I was coming too fast into that turn for a solo lap. Too fast for this one too. I'm getting greedy, that's the problem. Alright, so 10 laps is probably too much to get to the front of the pack here. Oh my Lanta. So, unsportsmanlike conduct, track limits, alright, that's my first warning. The drag race. Oh no, Evan, oh no, oh no. Oh my God. First time? Let's go, sir. Well, that makes it interesting for 10 laps, that's for sure. That's what I get for being cocky. Oh my God, getting back on the track is so difficult. I'm doing what you shouldn't do in real life. Drive back out onto the track in front of people. Don't do that. Or don't do that in even online competitive racing. That'll get you fucking black flagged. But this is my lobby, so I'm doing what I want. Alright, so we're back into 12th place from 2nd place, because I'm an idiot. The Group C cars are fun, though. Because they're straight line F1 fast. Not obviously as good turning, but they are monsters. And they do handle really good. I'm just being greedy and going into turns way too fast and punishing myself for it. You son of a bitch. That was definitely on a him, not me. be greedy, Evan. Clearly, I'm not doing as good of a job trying to avoid them like I was on the Nordschleife. Where are we in now? We're back in 5th place. So I could turn the driving line on and it would make that. What was unsportsmanlike about that? What did I do? You son of a bitch. It's my 3rd warning. I don't know what the 2nd warning was. I didn't see it. You could argue that was a sloppy corner, but I don't think I cut the corner. You're allowed to go up on the yellow. I gotta be careful now. I don't want to get DQ'd here. Alright, we're in 3rd place. We're officially podium. Be careful. I don't trust these guys. Premature braking. All right. Alright, so we got to the front of the pack twice in 5 laps. So instead of finishing this, I'm going to do one more lap because I wanted to try and get a quicker solo lap in without any vultures in front of me. Ah, too much, too much. Still somehow our fastest corner, even though that was sloppy. That's how slow the AI is. Now they're slow because of me. I have them set that way. I'll have to bump them up a little bit. But I'm going to do one more lap to try and get a nice lap time. And then I'm going to bump the AI up. Ah, man, these cars... One thing about the Group C cars is they I don't want to say understeer, but they essentially understeer pretty good under braking. Too much again. Every car is a little different on each track, so like for example, I have the Viper down on this track, but this car clearly I don't. It's got a little too much speed, so I'm coming into these turns at probably just a little bit too much mile an hour, which means I obviously got to start slowing down sooner. But we still went over 2 seconds faster on a lap without anybody in front of us. All right, now. So you run a G920 with the Extreme Racing cockpit. Very nice, sir. Very nice. One thing Logitech is dropping the ball with is the H pattern stuff and the Pro tier stuff. That's why I started to switch over to SimMagic, is because they don't have an H pattern, and people keep complaining about the H pattern, which tells me the stuff that I want is never going to get made, because what I want isn't even being complained about. Not nearly as much as not having an H pattern, that is. All right, so quit session. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to bump up the AI difficulty a little bit, and I'm going to switch cars to my favorite car, which I do believe is slower. So this car is what? 850 horsepower, 2,100 pounds. Where is GT1? Here we go. So yeah, 581 horsepower, 2,300 pounds. Obviously, this is a much slower car, but it's a fun car, and it sounds better. Let's bump these guys up to 80. What are the tracks that I want to do? I want to think of tracks that I know, that's the thing. Because if I don't know the track, I have to turn the race line on, or at least the braking zone. You know what? No, let's just stick with Daytona for now, and then I'll switch it up in a bit. So, mic and visual check. How's everything sounding so far? Oh, man. All right. Back of the grid. Let's get it. Try to be a bit more sensible this time. Try and play to the AI's skill set. God damn, man. Basically almost stopped right there. Fucking traffic. Let's go wide. Let's get around some of these vultures on the outside. Why are you hitting me, bro? Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Racing for 27. Why? Alright. What did I do that was illegal there? Man, they are coming for me. The H pattern makes this shit so much more fun. But I only like to use the H pattern for authenticity on the cars that had H patterns, like this. Every car I've used so far was used with a real-life H pattern. all clutchless. Well, not clutchless, but not needed. Pro shift transmissions, dog boxes, stuff like that. Now they're all up on the wheel with paddles. Drafting is a real thing in all these, by the way. See? Little bump, and a little bump, brakes. Too much. And then 20th position from 37. Ah! '17th, 9 seconds out of the leader. Not gonna have enough speed. They're gonna start pulling away here. Can't be missing gears, Evan, not if you want to win. It's going high. No, not quite. Need some speed. Give me my draft speed. Missing gears again. We got it, we got it. 10th position. halfway into the race. Fucked up. That's an unsportsmanlike for sure. Where's my warning? It's a half second behind on my decision making. I was just about to swing out and hit the brakes, but they hit the brake just a bit before I wanted them to. Alright, don't mess it up this time. Well, I got some distance though, so we're good. .5 seconds out of the lead. Those are the pack right there. I got to get in front of them. Try and do this completely clean, by the rules. Oh no! Why do I gotta take position 5 again? Come on! Alright, I took the position back. Now give me it back again. I don't know who's watching this race up in the tower, but... Finishing lap 7, 3 laps left, 3 positions to go. And right there. So the way they stagger the AI, obviously, the further up, the better they get. Gonna have to get aggressive here. Because they are aggressive too. Yep, just cut the line. I think we got this as long as I don't make any crucial mistakes. Let's just go for some lap times. We got 2 laps after this. Break a personal best. Come on, there we go. Oh no! Woo! Grab 6th instead of 4th. One lap to go. Here we go. Open roads. But this is our fastest lap as well. Good way to end it. Champion! Skip cooldown lap, because I'm not doing that. Whew! Alright. What is next? 10 laps on Daytona is long. I can't imagine the endurance races. This menu's in my way. There we go. All right, let's switch things up a little bit. Still on this game. I want to switch over cars and track. I want to do something different. Let's see. This game even has shifter carts. Fun fact. This is your modern day F1 car. This is my favorite one. This is V12 McLaren, V6 McLaren, or Honda, I should say. go with this guy. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you some F1 in this game, and then we're going to switch over to actual F1-25. So Brown Sand, if you're still in here and you want to see what one of the league games is going to look like, F1-25, stick around because that'll be next after this race. Let's see. What's a good... What track is in both? This doesn't have Abu Dhabi, I don't think. I think it has Monza, though. Yes. Alright, so let's do Monza. Which Monza, though? Not that one. This one. This is modern Monza. Let's see. So let's do... Turn them back down, and we'll do less laps. 5 laps. Put me... Just to give you an idea. I'm not trying to make this a winning race, but... Alright, so this is going to be... This is going to be, the Lotus F1 car, old school car. What year was this? Does it say what year it was? I don't remember what year offhand. But this is an actual H-pattern car, which is why I want to use it. Actually, you know what? I lied. I'm going to start this over. I say that because I want to, as much as this is my favorite car to drive, I'm going to switch over to the actual F1 car so I can do a back-to-back of this game's variant of F1, modern F1 anyway, versus F1-25. So F1-25 is an EA title. This is a Ryza, I believe is how they say it. I'm not sure exactly, but this is an independent developer. Not like EA or anything like that. Although EA is not obviously a developer. They're just the bankers. Classic, no. Nope, yep, this is it. So, let's see. Start. Won't be using the H pattern for this. We'll be using this, the paddles. So I'm curious if we're going to be on medium tires, because it's medium tires pictured there. So let's see. Yeah, let's go soft slicks. So we can compare them to that should be the softs. Yeah, medium, hard, intermediates. Okay, cool. So do that. Now nope, I don't need to save. I just need to make sure that stays that way. Alright, so we're going to be comparing this directly to F1-25 next. Oh no, I'm in 6th! Why? My H pattern's in 6th. Not a good start, Evan. This would be a lot easier with my actual formula wheel, but I'll hook that up. Because I don't have it button mapped in this game. So I don't feel like doing that. Because I do most of my racing on a round wheel. When I get my new gear, though, I'll be able to easier switch this around without having to worry about button mapping. Oh no! I thought that was going to be a clean overtake. So by the way, 100% I prefer the physics of this game over F1-25. F1-25 is definitely more arcadey in the sense where it welcomes everybody to it, which is why I want to make it one of the league games, because you don't have to be the best sim racer on the planet to try and have fun in the league. Games like these require a lot more skill set. The skill gap is much higher. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's what you get. Go in the dirt. Oh, too much, too much. And first place. Is that 2 laps? Alright. So now I can do a little more talking and not focus on passing people here. But this track is Monza. It's a relatively short track. It's pretty popular. It's part of the F1 circuit, which is why I wanted to show it. Because I'm sure there's other tracks in this game that are also in F1-25, but Monza is in everything. Oh no. Whoop, whoop. Although I will say, being out of control but controlling it is a lot more fun than a game that just has no loss of control. Alright, I think we have the idea of what this is like, but this is your same viewpoint, stuff like that. Now let's switch over to F1-25. Bump out of this. Put my beautiful face on the full screen for all of you to see. I do need a quick breakfast/lunch break, which is all of a minute. I think I might take that now. So let's get out of this. Switch us over to F1. This is what we've been using. This is a real Momo wheel, by the way. Pretty cool shit. Now we're going to full-blown formula. Helps put the wheel on not upside down. Goes on a little easier. All right. Now we have our independent plug here for the wheel. Boom. We now have telemetry on our wheel. All right. All right, real quick, I am going to take a 2-minute break to have my breakfast/lunch, and then I will jump into some F1-25.
Great job, guys. Oh, that was so much fun today. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support.
Get in there, Lewis. That's it, mate. That's the 100. Hats off to you there, mate. That was just epic. Absolutely.
It's such a proud moment for me, man.
Well done, mate. I think that was going to have to work harder than that.
Congratulations, guys.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Still we rise, guys. Still we rise.
Mate, you have got to be proud of that. What an awesome drive.
That whole time I didn't have my mic on. Are you kidding me? Man, no one told me that. Oh, rude. Sitting here just talking. Huh. Alright. Let's try this again. All right, will F1 work this time? Let's find out.
Championship wasn't today, mate, but it was won through a season of solid work.
Yup. Nothing. What is happening? All right, let's try something else. I don't know why we're having issues here. This is bogus. Technology. Okay, so we're working with this wheel. The pedals work. Let's see. Options. Oh, that's probably why that wasn't working either. Alright. For the sake of just showing, since we want to be problematic, I'll just show you, and then I'll figure that out. Alright, let's try this again. Hopefully we have throttle. Monza again. Are we going to have throttle? That's the question. Hey, we do. Look at that. Missed that turn. So, now that you guys can see it, this is F1-25, EA's game. I have the pillar removed because I can't see through that thing, and it is nice that it gives you the option to remove it from a visual standpoint. Alright, so that is F1-25 in a very, very, very tiny nutshell. However, I kind of want to troubleshoot why my wheel wasn't working. So, this is going to be troubleshooting simulator for a little while. So, back out. Back me again. Disconnect. All right, let's figure this out. Let's turn this on. All right, you are happy. Play.
Grazie a tutti.
Skip, skip.
Seven-time world championship. I hope you realize what you've all done.
All right, so no control. Let's go to options. Good old Xbox controller. All right, controls. All right, so I want this to be active, so enable. Okay, now back out. Do I have control? All right, so we got control now with the wheel. We're back to that point. Play. Time trial. F1-25. Do whatever. All right, here we go. Telemetry active. Go max downforce. Go to track, flying lap. Will we have throttle? We do. Oh, thank God, we're back. We're back, baby. I will say F1-25, at least on computer, can be strange. Sometimes inputs just don't register. Like the pedals, for no reason, just decided not to work. The bass worked. The pedals are plugged into the bass. So that doesn't make any sense. The wheel I understand, because the wheel is its own separate entity, even though it's plugged into the base, it's not communicating directly. Oh, looking at chat. Don't do that, Evan. Ah. Alright, so now that we got everything working, let's do something actual, and not just random time trials. Alright, let's start... Career. Two-player career, driver career, create your own, take control. Let's see, single player, my team. This. Skip to F1 or start in F2. I think we'll start in F2 to get some experience. And just see what happens. Use the full Formula 2 calendar of events. Yes, I want to play. I want to pretend that I am an F2 driver right now. Custom settings. You know, let's just do recommended settings. I don't want to go crazy. Use the 11th team. Let's do official teams only. Let's pretend we're legit. Remember. Official drivers only. Confirm settings. That's what I want to do. Let's do an official driver. Who do I want to be? I don't know any of these people. This or Colapinto? What do we think? Let's go with this dude. Bar setup. Let's go max downforce as always. That's my favorite go-to. Alright, go to track. Oh, we got it. Wow, brakes are terrible on F2 cars. Jesus. That was to the boards. Alright, so that was, I guess, from a qualifying lap?
You've got pole position.
Guess so, qualifying. Qualified pole. Look at that. Who's better than me?
The grid is set then. It just
The short
leaves
answer
the
is
race itself.
nobody.
Join us tomorrow. We'll be live with all the action.
Alright, advance. Sure, sure.
Hello and welcome from the Bahrain International Circuit. Here is the grid for today's race, which will be starting shortly. The new season starts now. I'm Alex Jakes. Alex Brundle is alongside.
Well, mate, pole position is a great way to start the season, but as you know, there's no points for pole. Now we've got to go and take the win.
Okay. Well, let's take the win then. Here we go. Wow. There's got to be a way to bump up the difficulty because they are back there. I know it's the first race, so maybe it'll get more difficult. I don't truly know. I've already got 4 seconds on him. It's lap 1. It's not a good sign. Not a good sign. Oh, we got it. Wow. This is exhilarating gameplay, isn't it? Alright, we might have to switch over to F1 World after this, because F1 World is what I have been playing, and I'm, like, challenged by that. This is... Well, this is like solo laps, but with people behind me doing solo laps. This is too easy. Alright. I might have to back out of this. This is... I'm bored. Quit to main menu. Alright, let me do one thing quick. I'll bump this music up just a little bit for the sake of my own stuff. Hold on. All right. Now. Let's jump over to F1 World. This is what I have been playing in this game. This is where, in my opinion, a lot of the fun is. I haven't done anything. That was my first attempt at career mode. Maybe I did something wrong, but they were slow. They were very, very, very slow. And I didn't see any difficulty slider, but it needed to go up. All right, let's pick some things here. 15 races. Not the worst music for free. Well, I shouldn't say free, I've paid for it, but I'm licensed to use it. That's good enough for now. Alright. So these are the series that I'm stuck on. So up top, you can see my tech levels 316. These are the recommended tech levels for those races. So these will be easier because the tech level's lower. Beat the bronze time, Connor Sport. 5 laps, 5 laps, 5 laps. Let's do the low lap ones first. Let's get those out of the way. License level A, because that's me. Any of you guys rolling through too, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. This isn't Watch Evan Play Video Game Simulator. Although it kind of is,
I don't know about
I suppose.
you, but the nerves are...
Alright, here we go.
Here we go.
Skip, skippity-doo-dah. Alright, so it's giving me pole position. Finish the race in third or better. Alright, what's the car setup? You already know what I want. Start race. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, okay. I thought my gear just lost signal. I'm like, it's all on. What just happened? The Xbox controller shut off and it decided to tell me, hey, bro. Whew. Alright, back into this race. Jesus, man. Got to read comments and drive at the same time? Yeah, it's not easy, Nick. I just did, and look what happened. I drove out of my line.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
Nick, this is one of the games you got to get if you want to be in the league, sir. Listen. Come get gapped. Anybody want to see Nick get gapped in this game? F1-25, sir. So, Project Motor Racing is the game that I'm probably going to be spending a lot of time streaming and playing off-stream. It comes out on the 25th. However, I expect the game to be problematic just because it's a brand new game. And no game in 2025 releases perfect like NASCAR. NASCAR was dog shit. The fact that I was able to buy NASCAR on PlayStation and get a refund, Sony doesn't hand out refunds. Controller ain't gonna teach me shit, sir. Come and get it. Aw, how nice, Nick. I miss you too, sir. Maybe if you would free up some time. I am 17 and a half seconds in the lead.
Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Okay,
Final lap.
Let's go. Final lap.
Only 24 seconds in the lead. Also, F1 World does not have a difficulty slider. It obviously jumps all over the place on difficulty, but there's no way to control it. So this particular race, I'm just this much faster than what the game is supplying me with. So the question is, Nick, are you actually going to get it, or are you just going to talk shit? That's the question. Not to put you on the spot or anything. Also, how is my voice audio versus game audio for this game? I didn't adjust this game's audio.
Oh, you were in a league of your own today, mate. Have you even broken into sweat?
Yeah, I was only first by about 30 seconds. It's cool, though.
And so as they take the checkered flag,
Yeah. We get it. I won.
here comes your top.
Yep.
And it's been another brilliant F1 World
So I won that
Grand Prix.
by
What a joy it is to
33 and a
follow
half
these drivers
seconds.
throughout the season.
That's
so why not
rough.
join us again next time for more
And you
of
can
the
see
same.
the tech level ratings. That's the car factor in terms of my car being faster than theirs. That number difference isn't much. So, I don't know, EA. You need to make your game, little more difficult. Actually, I shouldn't be talking shit because there's races I can't win right now. But all right. Yep. Okay. License B. Claim my awards. Yep. Cool. Thank you. Have a nice day. Guess let's just bang these out. I'm gonna use the little boys' room quick, and I'll be right back. All right, I expect you, Nick, to get Project Motor Racing and F1-25, by the way. Because these are going to be the two league games that I do. The only way I won't do Project Motor Racing as a league game is if it needs time to be fixed after release, because that's always a possibility. You never know these days. But in the meantime, this game, the reason why I want to do this game and Project Motor Racing as the league games is because they're cross-play and cross-platform. So, I mean, I'm playing on PC, but this game and Project Motor Racing will both be on PS5 and Xbox as well. So that's why I want to make them the league games, because like AMS2 or Automobilista 2 is my absolute favorite racing game right now by a landslide. It's PC only, which sucks because most of my friends play on console. And the barrier of entry on PC isn't exactly, yeah, I get paid on Friday. Let me go, you know, spend a couple $1,000s on a computer. So I get it. But it's the end game, though. That's the thing. Achieve the fastest lap, finish the race in 5th or better. Yeah. Rig will be done at a later date. No rush. In all honesty, dude, even if you don't want to spend money on like this stuff crazy, you don't do yourself a favor and don't be influenced by people who throw money around. So like just buy like a G923. Which I don't know if Rowdy still has his. I think he does. That would probably my recommendation is to buy that. You know, you'll get pedals, you'll get the wheel, and you'll get a stand for relatively cheap. And while it isn't flagship level experience, the jump from controller to a G923 is 75% of the experience in my, because I played Gran Turismo on controller. Absolutely no interest, which is most people. They'll play, if anyone plays video games, they get on a controller, go, yeah, this is fun, it's alright, whatever, but I don't care about racing. Most people will say, I don't like racing games. And I was kind of there too. Not that I didn't like racing games, I knew that if I'm gonna throw myself into racing, I gotta throw myself into racing. So, getting the G923 wheel broke me. I dove right in head first into the deep end of sim racing, and here we are. Anyway, car set up. Is this the same track too? Oh dear. Time to win by another 35 seconds. This is the exact same track. It's just a License B race, and it's like, it's the same shit.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Eight and a half seconds already. Start of lap 2.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap.
2 laps, 13 and a half seconds.
Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps.
3
in a row.
laps, 19
Beautiful stuff.
seconds.
Keep it going.
That's all right. That's part of the track, right? I think so. Oh, just missed it.
Final lap. Final lap. Push, push.
Oh boy, 25 seconds. Ridiculous. Literally just doing solo laps right now. Come on. I want to do some racing. Oh boy.
Oh, yes. You made that look easy. Well done.
Yeah, I know. It's because it was easy.
That's it then for another... Well, what a brilliant day of F1 World action this has been. Following these
Won by
drivers
34
throughout the
seconds.
season has
All
been
right.
an...
Give me a challenging race, please, for the love of God. All right. Solo. Or, look, no OSD. That's fine. All right, let's bang out. Let's do this rotation quick, 5 laps. Get this one over with. And then we'll get to the longer races.
Welcome,
Oh look, I'm in the front of the pack again. It's gonna be another 5 laps of time trials. Yeah, let's make it interesting, I guess.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward.
Yep, give me my warning.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Gotta go back to work, Nick? Well, enjoy your day, sir. I'm at work. That wasn't meant to be a brag. Shoot me a text sometime. Get some racing in.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Sounds good, sir. Whoop! Whoop!
well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Final lap of this third solo fest. Don't cut that corner. Whew.
Oh, you made that look so easy. It was nice and clean, and we took that victory.
It would appear that I've lost my cell phone.
That's it then for another magnificent United States. Well, it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Where did I put my cell phone? I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. On my phone. It was under the rig. Helps to have the mic over by my face, too. Alright. This is an interesting song choice, isn't it? All right. All right. $15 new items, huh? Let's bring them in and see what I can upgrade. Oh, nothing there. There we go. Tech level, next. Dismantle some of these. Alright, claim that. Alright. No on-screen display. Alright, here we go. That's the punishment for this.
Well,
Race strategy. Hit twice on mediums. I say we have less traction, one less pit. I like the default strategy better than the alternative. I didn't know what no on-screen display means. You don't even get a,
Okay, radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
I don't... What the hell? What is this? I don't know what this is. I'm so confused. Once on track, you can adjust the position of the OSD elements per session type by going... Okay, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna quit, because I don't know what I just did. Finish the race in 10th or better. Very strange. I don't even know what just happened there. That was... We're gonna skip that one. We're gonna go to this one. And this will probably be the last race I do today. This is an 18 lapper. And then I'll be back on again Wednesday. Alright. Let's do it.
And well,
Mexico Grand Prix.
Here we go then, Anthony Davidson. Your cup.
Race strat. Yes. Here we go. Finally, some racing. And I'm in dead last place. Awesome. Thanks to that brilliant start.
Okay, listen, don't worry about it, mate.
You
It can happen to
son
the
of a
best
bitch.
us. Now look, I've put a new strategy option for you in the MFD, so go and have a look.
Alright, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Oh no, I have lost a lot of front downforce. Yep, that's not good. Oh yeah, alright, these guys are ruthless. Alright, let's restart this. Oh shit. Alright. Let's try this again. Come on, man. Why am I being pushed? Come on, take your lane. right, give me my DRS. Oh, hello, Verstappen. Oh, wide.
Nice move. Good job.
Here comes DRS. Come on, come on, come on. Cook. That could have been a bad accident right there.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's right, Lewis. I just got the fastest lap. No! Fuck!
There's a new strategy available on the AMS2.
Shouldn't have pushed it. Come here, Lewis. Come on, give me my DRS. Here we go. Alright, now all I gotta do is safely make it to the first pit so I can get my wing repair done.
Well done. That's 3 clean laps.
Long way to go.
Keep it going. Gap to your teammate behind, 22.2 seconds. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Well, thank you, sir. I will. I will focus on the driving.
approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it?
Oh boy.
lap, so push now.
Go front. 1 lap left, then it's time to pit.
Box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
Whew. All right, halfway there. I don't understand that. It doesn't give me control, so whatever. Maybe that's something I have to turn off in the assist or something for pitting. I don't know. But I have no control over my pit, and yet it punishes me for turning in late.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound.
Back in 8th place from the pit. Well, some of these guys should be pitting. Poor overtake, Evan.
Fantastic. 2 cars at once. Really well done. Gap to the car in front, 5.4 seconds. Aiden's in the pits, Aiden in the pits.
Coming for you.
For the hard tyres. Car behind, running hard tyres.
Well, I should take first place here, since Piastri is pitting.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Damn right it is.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 37.0 seconds. Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Oh boy, 6 laps left. This is going to be a boring 6 laps with nobody to race. Oh. Alright, so for anybody who watches this after this video posts to YouTube, and we are no longer live obviously, if you are at this point in the video, I would recommend skipping to the end of this race. Just for the sake of, this is going to be me for another 4 or 5 laps, doing the same thing with nobody in front of me. That's the unfortunate side of F1-25 at times. It can just be like, alright, this is a lot of whole solo racing. But that being said, I am going to do my stream closeout at the end of this race and wrap it up. I'll have a couple things to say, and then I'll be done, and then I'll be back again on Wednesday. So, like I said, if you're watching this video after it posts, just skip past the rest of this, because it's going to be a whole lot of what you see in front of me for probably another, if I had to guess, 5 or so minutes.
Yellow flag. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
Caution in Sector 2. Resume racing.
Green flag.
Oh boy, 2 laps left. Oh, wrong gear. Final lap.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Oh boy, that was a long one.
Yes, mate, we got the win and you did it cleanly. Incredible.
Were you expecting anything different, sir?
It's a performance to be proud of from our Mexico City Grand Prix winners today.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
Well, it's been glory for some, less so for others. But who knows? The tape.
Running this wheel on max force feedback kicks the shit out of my shoulders. Who says playing video games ain't a workout? Oh. Alright. Alright, that is going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream regarding F1-25 and Automobilista. So, this is going to be one of those things that, from an entertainment standpoint, it gets tweaked and dialed as time goes on. Overall, not a bad first stream in terms of we had a couple technical difficulties, but I do understand that a lot of my current subscribers and stuff, they're not going to be interested in this stuff, and you know, if you guys want to stick around and support me, that's fine. And if not, that's fine too. I get it. But this is going to be a kind of starting from the bottom and sort of building it and creating something here that is a little more unique on YouTube. So like I said, I want to involve some of the racing community in this, and both being racing and just in general. Like, this is stuff that, like, I grew up around racing, period. Every form of racing I've been into. And this isn't motorcycle racing, so the diehard motorcycle guys probably won't be into it. But if you're into racing, there's an ass for every seat, like I've said. And I think we got something kind of cool coming here, so it's just going to take time to tweak and dial it. So anyway, folks, thank you for being here, for those who were here, and I will be back Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that was about 3.5 hours. It's a shoulder workout doing that thing. Holy moly. I'm going to have to just go start doing some butterflies and stuff in my spare time. Anyway, folks, thank you for being here, and I will see you all Wednesday. Until then, take care. Peace.